I've just hit the big 3-0. And looking back at almost a decade in corporate, there's so many pivotal lessons that I've learned along the way that has shaped my career and just helped me navigate through. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing the top 7 must-know lessons that I've gathered from leaders, mentors, colleagues, and friends that will leave you inspired, motivated, and ready to conquer life in corporate in your 20s. So let's get started. Lesson 1, go after what you want. So if you've heard the phrase, you need to work here at least 2 to 3 years before you can get promoted, I'm here to tell you that that's absolute nonsense. So when I started as an intern in corporate, there was the standout colleague that everyone was talking about. She had started as an intern like me and then went to marketing consultant, completely skipping a level in between. So it went against what everyone was telling me about waiting for a promotion. And this boggled my mind. So I went to her and I asked her if she could be my mentor. And what she told me was so insightful and inspiring. It really lit a fire in my soul. And it made me realize that I needed to set ambitious goals for myself and roll up my sleeves and get involved in projects that had been allocated to me, but also projects that I was keen to work on and learn from the teams that had been working on them. So big, small, I wanted to be part of it. But having ambitious goals is not enough. You need to share them with the right people, preferably your manager. And so I reached out to my manager and I shared my goals with her. I also set up regular sessions to chat about how I was tracking and if there's any areas of development that I need to work on. It all paid off. I got to work on the most exciting projects that I honestly don't think most interns out of varsity get to work on. I got promoted, I was recognized and awarded within the company, and it was just so amazing. My dreams were coming true. And that's what I wanted to tell you today. So as a young professional, you're quite nervous, it's daunting, entering this new space. Just know that it's your responsibility to take control of your career and shape it. So you need to go after what you want unapologetically. Lesson 2, ask questions, lots of them. So raise your hand if you've ever left a meeting feeling more lost than a GPS signal. If you feel this way, I promise you, you're not alone. I honestly still feel like that sometimes. But as an introvert, it was difficult to ask questions during meetings, especially when they were big meetings. And so what I decided to do was take notes and write down the questions I had as the meeting was going on. And after the meeting, I'd go to the meeting organizer or reach out to a colleague that was close to the project and ask the questions, ask for resources to read up more about it. And what this did is it not only created clarity for me in terms of what's expected, but it also gave me the opportunity to build relationships with all my colleagues so that they know who I am, what I do, what I'm responsible for. But most importantly, the next time I went into that meeting, I was definitely more empowered to answer any questions, to ask more questions, and just more confident in my abilities as a whole. This leads me to my next lesson. Lesson 3, always have an opinion. Take the time to listen, to understand what's happening within any conversation, and form your own opinions. Try to share it as well. Fresh out of varsity or not, your opinions are valuable and they matter. Now, tell me in the comments if you've ever had the situation where you had an idea or opinion and wanted to share it, but you're obviously too nervous, you think everyone around you is smarter than you, and you just don't say anything. So your colleague Susan next to you has the same idea. She shares it and everyone loves it. Couldn't you kick yourself looking back? I know I've had that so many times. And so what I've learned is to try and practice having an opinion about things. I'm often quiet, but that didn't mean I didn't have an opinion, so that when someone asked me how I felt about something, I would speak up. But I would try to speak up and practice speaking up, starting from smaller groups, going into bigger groups of people. And that really helped. The former CEO of PepsiCo, Indra Nooyi, actually said that leaders should go around the room asking for everyone's opinion about a particular topic. And I know this doesn't happen often, but it does give you the chance to ask questions. And one day when you're a leader and you're leading teams or leading a meeting, you will give everyone the chance to speak up. Lesson 4, being kind is a superpower. I can't stress this enough. Be kind, empathetic, and compassionate to everyone you work with, or to everyone you interact with as a whole. It really does help. So anything from asking how someone's day is, to following up with them if you know they've lost a family member, and just checking in on them. They all count. But being kind doesn't only extend to other people, it also extends to you as an individual. I know the workplace is daunting and overwhelming, but take the time to be kind to yourself, to value yourself, and just give yourself grace and be kind. And this leads me to my next lesson. Lesson 5. Big or small, celebrate your wins. It's easy to get caught up in the multitude of tasks and projects that you're working on. It's also very overwhelming. But it's important for you to take the time to celebrate yourself and celebrate the big or small wins. Often, we're chasing the big wins, the ones we feel that's big, bold, really deserving of attention, and we forget all the little things that we had to do to get us to that point. So for example, writing a script for a senior executive, or running your first campaign, whatever it is, even ticking off your to-do list for the day. These are small celebrations that you need to make to get you excited about work. So a Harvard Business Review study found that people were more creative and productive when they felt that their work lives were more positive. And this just means that intrinsically they found their work exciting and motivating. And that happens when you celebrate small wins, right? Because it's intrinsic motivation, it gets you excited, you're more confident, you feel more empowered and just ready to succeed. Lesson 6. You have 24 hours in a day. While you may not get it right all the time, taking the time to carve out your personal life and professional life is so important. And it's important that you stick to it, because that's where you create boundaries. And I would say start this habit from the beginning. Now, I know this is tough, especially if you're just starting out, whether you've just changed jobs or you're starting fresh from varsity. You do want to prove yourself and work hard and show people that you're there. But that doesn't mean working 24/7, right? Because it's going to do more harm than good. You're going to feel more resentful, you're going to feel burnt out, and you're just going to start hating what you do. So the suggestion is to carve out days and times to do certain things. For example, Monday, I have to leave at 4 o'clock to go to do Pilates. Or Tuesday, I'm just coming in a little bit later because I need to go see my therapist. These are the things. So you have to work around it, and hopefully your organization is quite flexible to accommodate for those things. So I recently read a quote that says, "Many times people think balance is a 50-50 split, but that is not always the case. For each person, the balance may look different and will shift during different seasons of their life. The important part of having balance is that the person does not feel that one area of life is draining and depleting the other." So in the words of former US First Lady Michelle Obama, we need to do a better job of putting ourselves higher on our to-do list. Lesson 7, run towards yourself. So around my mid-20s, I started feeling uncertain about where I was going, what I was doing. I was looking at everyone around me and it just felt like I was falling behind. And maybe it was the Instagram scrolling or Facebook scrolling, I don't know. And if you've ever felt this way, whether you in your mid-20s or not, then this lesson is for you. Understanding yourself is the first step towards unlocking your true potential. And I know this is tough. You have to ask yourself tough questions, but take the time to do it, because it's a journey to get to know yourself as you evolve and as you grow. But it's all an investment in you. And I remember I spoke to this senior person at the corporate I was working at, and she took the time to talk to me and share her story with me about her journey. And what she told me still sticks with me till today. And she says, start running towards yourself and you will find your greatest power, because it's your duty to know and understand yourself. Otherwise, you're not living in your true purpose. So embrace self-discovery like it's your superpower, and take the time to date yourself. Find your ikigai, and that's where your passion meets purpose. But just take the time for you. And there you have it, 7 lessons that has helped me survive and thrive corporate life. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and check out my next video on how to prepare for your performance conversation like a pro. Until next time, keep thriving.